Go flat tracker, go flat tracker, go, go, go.
The Kelpie Flat Track Pod, brought to you by our partners, shreddesign.co for the sickest jersey prints in the biz, Euroka Fencing for all your rural farming fencing needs, classic wheels, spokes and Otway hydroblasting, making your old girl look new again, and of course Kelpie, keeping you on track for longer. Now let's get into the episode. All right, beautiful. So here we are for another Kelpie Flat Track Pod. I've got Tom Northey with me, and today we've got number 42, Jordan Dall, with us. How you going, Jordan?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on. We just had a visit from your young one there. Sorry, was it Caden? I've got a short memory.
Yeah, it was Cade, and he come running in to see what was going on.
Yeah, sweet. So
Awesome.
he's more than welcome to jump on, of course. But I thought you might be because how old's he?
He's 3 now.
3. Yeah, I thought you might have been in that bedtime zone, which can be pretty hectic, can't it, with young ones?
Oh, yeah, he's at that stage. He's flat out at the moment.
Yeah, so you managed to get out of that. Join us for a bit. So you live up in Gunnedah. We're heading up there this weekend. We're pretty excited about that. As I was just telling you off here that we don't really know each other at all. So as we do with all our riders that we get on here, why don't you tell me a bit about yourself and how racing started for you?
Yeah, well, my pop, he rode sidecars years ago, and my dad rode a lot of long track bikes, and then into the dirt track. And both me pop and dad have been presidents of the Gunnedah Bike Club. So yeah, since about 4, when I was old enough to get a peewee, we've been sort of out the track riding or going away with the bikes, and yeah, just always had a lot to do with it. My nan does a lot of the officials at a lot of big meetings, and that, so it's sort of just always been a part of our lives, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, sweet. So definitely in a family affair then, and generational. And did you start like on 50s? Did you say, or did?
Yeah, so one of the first memories I remember on a peewee would be me and my brother. We had one peewee and we'd just go race for race on it throughout the day, and yeah, just enjoy riding.
So yeah, competing against each other to see who got the fastest lap and that sort of thing. Is that what you mean?
Oh yeah, no, we had one bike and we'd just share it throughout the day. So until we both got one and raced each other, we'd just share the one bike, and yeah, old peewee, the old red and white one.
And so was that like round the yard, or was that down at the oil track, or
Yeah, that was
where
out
was
at
that?
Balperry once we were old enough to ride out there.
Yeah, right. And that's always been oil, hasn't it? It's never been sand granite or anything, is it?
It's always been oil. So the track here, it used to be up underneath the lookout up here, and then as the town got bigger, it had to be moved. So then they went out there and just kept it oil as well.
Oh, right. So that's version 2.
Yeah, yeah. So I think next year,
A bit of history.
No, no, no.
I can't remember if the Gunnedah Motorcycle Club. I'm pretty sure next year's around that 100th year.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Motorcycle
right.
Club. So yeah.
And so you've been a member since you were like 5 or something.
Oh yeah, as long as I can remember. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much before that, because your folks or your dad and your granddad or your pop were there anyway, so you would have always been by their side too. So unofficially, maybe not on paper, lifetime member.
Yeah, pretty much. You could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. So, how did you progress? Was it something that you always knew you wanted to do, sort of more serious racing, or has it just always been a hobby sport for you, or how's it progressed from that young age?
Yeah, when we were growing up, it was sort of just we enjoyed riding. Me and my brother both rode, and then we played footy and everything as well. And it wasn't until I sort of went into seniors that I was like, oh, yeah, I enjoy this. I want to keep doing it, and started training and sort of that sort of stuff. Before that, it was just go for a ride, have fun, and enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And were you playing NRL or
Yeah,
so
NRL.
league or yeah? Yeah,
NRL.
okay. Yeah, not AFL. Yeah. I did notice I have been through there a few times now. I didn't notice in Gunnedah if you had those multi-posts where they've got like 3 games in one, but I have noticed that in New South Wales that's happening a bit more.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think we. I don't really follow it too much at home, the footy or anything anymore. It's just all bikes.
Oh, is it? Yeah, so it takes up most of your time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the little fella now too. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, between him, bikes, and being an adult, there's not much else that gets done.
Yeah, right. So being an adult sounds like you knew it. I didn't actually catch your age. How old are you?
27.
Oh, yeah, you're fairly new at it.
Yeah.
It's only a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. Well, thanks, Tom. Make me feel really good you saying that.
Ah, you're welcome.
Do you want to lead in here anywhere, Tom? Do you have some questions for Jordan as well?
Yeah, obviously I've known you for a fair few years now, and you seem to be a well-travelled racer. What would be your most favourite event or slash track that you look forward to each season?
Oh, that's a tough one.
That's why I like it.
Yeah, I'd nearly have to say the weakest speed meet we run at Gunnedah, the Twilight. We usually run under lights. That's a good meet, and usually
Yeah,
have
okay.
a lot of good riders turn up to it, and it's always a great event.
Yeah, that's an awesome
So
one. Yeah, that's
I've
good.
never raced an oil track under lights. How does that change the track? Does it get better? Does it get grippier?
I don't know if it's because I've done a lot on the oil, but I don't notice it too different to. It'd be grippier through the day when it's hot. Like you do lose
Yeah.
that little bit, but not a great deal. Like you wouldn't go out there and think, oh shit, this is completely different. Like when you're racing, you don't really notice it that much.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's interesting because yeah, you definitely do with dirt tracks as far as saying granite tracks and that when you're night racing, it's much better night racing than day racing, I think.
Mm.
It's definitely a lot easier to look after a track as well. But yeah, no, that's interesting.
You
I
do,
noticed at Gunnedah when they rolled it, it got a bit slicker. Is that pretty
yeah.
normal?
Oh, yes and no. I guess too. Like depends on the weather. If it's a really hot day, it'll get really tacky and sticky and that. But if it's a colder sort of day, it can get that bit greasy until it gets a bit of warmth in it.
Yeah, and so actually we were talking about this a fair bit last night. The tires, it's the Supermoto 17 rear. I know people are using combos now, but was that the choice mainly because of the width?
Yeah, I think so. I think, well, I know just what we've run sort of growing up, I always had that wider back tyre, like a 17. We used to run a 18 front and then they stopped making them. So we went to a 17.
Oh,
But
okay.
it
Yeah.
used to be years ago, there's a lot of old photos, like early 2000s, where they'd have a trials tyre on the rear and like a 17 wet weather slick front on. So you could sort of run both.
Yeah, okay. So the trials tire on the rear is not such an issue, but it is for fronting and washout, obviously.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
probably now. The track's gotten a lot harder now, so I guess the longer it's there, the harder it's going to get being oil. So I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't run a trials tyre now around there.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I feel like you've got another question there, Tom. Or what are you looking at?
Work. Don't
Put them
worry,
on the
it's all
spot.
good.
Oh.
Oh, mate, just already getting handed, but no, she's all good.
Yeah, right. So, it's the track that you've always stuck to. Have you done other disciplines like road racing and motocross?
Going into before I went senior, sort of in the 350 speedway. We all rode a 125 speedway bike growing up as well. Done a bit of that. Then
Oh,
went to the 350s. Then went senior. Went on a 500 road it for 23, 24, and then it's just unless you're going to go over England with them, it's just too much over here, like traveling, the upkeep of them. It's not like getting on the 450, go for a ride, push it in the shed for the week and wash it next weekend and go for a ride again.
yeah, yeah. So sorry, did I catch that right? I think it might have frozen a little bit. You are going to go to England with those?
No. I was just saying, unless you were sort of going that way with it,
Oh, okay.
it's a hard sport to keep up with the speedway. But
Yeah, well, guys I know usually run two or three motors, and yeah, it seems pretty maintenance heavy. I've been told that it's not, but yeah, they're still changing in three or two or three motors. And I'm going, that doesn't make sense that it can't be because every time you open them up and that's new gaskets and all that sort of stuff, and it so it must suck the coin.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's an expensive sport, as is dirt track and everything else we do.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think? With the more modern bikes, so they seem to be getting a little bit less. Like they seem to be a little bit hard wearing and a little bit more high powered. Would you agree with that? Like, pretty much out of the box, they're almost competitive, aren't they?
Oh yeah, definitely. The newer the bike, the quicker they are, aren't they? So I first had a 2010 CRF 450 when I went senior. I had that for years, and then I bought a 2017 model, and then even like the difference in that was massive. And then I've recently got a 22 model, and even better again. Like they're just getting quicker and quicker and handle better and everything's easier.
Yeah, have you been? Do you put a bit of the hot up tip sort of on it? Do you go vortex ignition and underslung pipe, and do you do any head work, or do you leave it pretty much?
I do a little bit to them. I don't go overboard. We just sort of work our way at it, work
Yeah,
away at it. Yeah, pipe, vortex stuff. I run my bikes on methanol just because, yeah,
yeah, okay.
I love the methanol. We run the long bikes as well, so everything's on the same fuel.
Yeah, okay. And do you find that makes quite a difference, or it's probably not that noticeable?
I notice the difference. Yeah, they're very torquey on it. Yeah, I like it. I like riding them like that.
So you're one of our I've forgotten where he actually was sitting, Tom, in the ranks for the AFTN, but you're one of our AFTN pro. I'm going to say elite sort of riders.
Sixth, I think it was sitting sixth.
Yeah, you're laughing at that, but you're up there. You're giving it a
Yeah,
good crack.
somewhere.
Yeah, we're coming to your home turf. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about this weekend? You trying not to get in your head too much about it. Just
Oh yeah, just like any other meeting, really. It's just a meet and go out there and do what we can do. Should be
yeah.
good.
Do you have any psychological tricks for yourself so that you don't psych yourself out, or?
Oh, not really. I just try not to look into it too much, and yeah, it's just another meeting for me. Really, it's not. I don't try to look at it like, oh, it's my home meet and it's this and that. It's just another meeting. We're going to ride and go from there.
Did you check out the riders list?
I actually had a look.
Yeah, sorry, you haven't.
Yeah, I had a look this afternoon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a good list. We actually had a ride park day last weekend, and a lot of the riders come down and had a ride. It was good.
Yeah, so explain to us. So the first day is going to be an oval. Do they race that oval very often there? I've never seen it in operation.
Yeah, that's the one we run our twilight meetings on. So it's over 600 meters. I couldn't tell you the exact number, but it's a fairly good size. Yeah, we usually run it under lights around March most years. For Gunnedah has a weaker speed, so it's a part of that. But so we get a fair bit of use out of it. They've ran a few state track titles on it and junior titles and that. So and we use it a fair bit. Club days, we'll usually do a few rounds on it, a few rounds on our big track.
Yeah, okay. And so what are they doing with the TT? Do you have to go through the two right-handers at the end of the straight and then cut back onto where the jump is? Because I was wondering how that's going to work.
Yeah, so you'll go through the top corner, through that first right-hander, and that bottom far corner. On the exit of that, you turn back up onto the long track, turn or mid turn of 1 and 2, and then turn back right onto the jump down like a back straight back onto that pit bend.
Yeah, so it's got a pretty good run up and then a pretty good run off as well.
Yeah, it's sort of as you're jumping, you're sort of landing downhill, so it's pretty nice. You get a fair bit of air off it. It's good.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you felt about the previous rounds with the jumps, but yeah, they've all been very technical in the respect of that there's not much runoff afterwards before a corner. And yeah, I think I mean the last one at Brisbane was a bit more of a jump, a bit more of a ski jump, and you could really send it off that, but you couldn't because the corner was so close afterwards. Yeah, I think I'm really looking forward to seeing one that people can actually launch it off, because I think it's going to come down to who's got the biggest gonads, isn't it?
And it's not a jump where like any of you could really just go on there and jump it. Like the kids on their 50s and 60s were jumping at our club day last weekend. Like it's not huge, but for a 450, when you take off on it, you can get a fair bit of air. So you got that nice flow coming up to it, so you can keep a fair bit of pace as well. So I think a lot of people will enjoy it. It'll be good, something different.
Yeah, it looked good. I saw some of the photos. I saw Sam Drain's post, and yeah, I asked him what he thought of it. He said the ramp was a little bit slick, but yeah, all in all, pretty good. And that hasn't always been there, has it?
No, the jump's been there for a few years now. We sort of had plans on making a track and sort of never got finished. And then once this come about, the club got stuck in and we finished it off. And yeah, and we ran it at our last club day. We ran sort of around on the long track, around on the dirt track, and then around at the TT. And yeah, everyone seemed to enjoy it. just another track for us to ride now. It's good.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, mate. I think the more configurations we have at like the one venue, the more interesting it can get, and ideas for different sort of race meetings, like similar to what the AFTN are doing, but I don't know if you do it during that week of speed, like the oval one night, the dirt track the next night, and now the TT, and maybe even a shorter one if there is one or something like that. I think really because not everyone's strong across the board, so it evens it up and makes it a lot more interesting, I think.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts of the AFTN so far?
Yeah, I like it. It's good. It's the top 16 riders. They're the top 16 in Australia at the moment, aren't they? Like, so you're racing them every weekend. There are a few riders missing that would be up there, but yeah, it's just as good as riding an Australian title, really.
Yeah,
definitely.
and do you like the format and the way it's been laid out with the oval the first day and the TT the next day? 5 minutes practice, 5 minutes qualifying. You think that's pretty good? You get plenty of seat time.
Yeah, it's good, mate. It makes the trip worth it. Like going to Appen, even for like you guys,
Yeah.
distance, like good drive for yous and that. You get a full weekend of riding. You're not going up there to do a 1 day of riding. What do we get at a meeting? 4 rounds and a final if you make it.
Yeah.
So and even if you're not in the A, they've got the B group, so you're still getting the same amount of riding. It's good.
Yeah, and have you made the A every time? I think you have, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're six, yeah, would have. Yeah. And have you been watching the other competition, and what do you think about the other classes?
Yeah, I watch a bit. I take notice of probably the 85s the most because young Hugo Holmes rides that. We travelled up to Brisbane together and that. We sort of, go to a few meetings together with them, and it's a good little class, that 85 class, some quick little riders in it.
They're both the junior classes. I think it's got some outstanding riders, and one day they'll be coming up and giving you the nudge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Hugo's going to be a big problem when he comes to seniors.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'll be in the old dogs class at that stage.
Hopefully I am too.
And any thoughts or opinions of the first race on round 3? So on the oval at Brisbane, can you remember that one unfolding?
Oh yeah, I actually come off in that race. So
Did you?
yeah, it was like the first or second lap before the first rerun. Matt Davies locked it up, and I ran up the back of him and binned it. So I got myself up off the track, and then there was, I think, Kaishan crashed in, and that's when they pulled it up. So I sort of missed all of that stuff. So
But what was I right? Because I sort of looking down from above from the score tower, and it just seemed like really high intensity. Is that what it felt like sitting on the bike on the start line? Like, just seemed like everyone was amping.
yeah, I guess you're that keen to get going. Everyone wants to win. Everyone's new track, something new. It's I guess that mentality that you all have, that you want to go out there and win it.
And so, have you got current Australian titles in the bag yet? I don't think you have you?
I haven't won an Aussie yet. Few seconds, close seconds. I've got close, but haven't quite got it yet.
So is that like your main ambition, to chase one of those down, or do you want to be knock Kirkness off the top step, be up there with Wixie and Kirkness and knock them off the top step? What's your goals for the future?
I'd love to do both. They'd both be good. Yeah, no, it'd be good to just keep going with it. It's good series. It's good. I'd love to be up the pointy end of that at some point. And also I'd love to win an Aussie. That's sort of the highest level in Australia. So go from there.
Yeah, so that's pretty much always been your ambition, to be at the top of the sport.
Yeah, that's it. Once I sort of started taking it serious and was keen on it, try to chase titles and open meetings, and just be competitive at every meeting I went to, and be up the top, not just rock up at a meeting and be good at one track and turn up to the next, be a mile behind. Like, just try to be.
Yeah. So how do you actually prepare for that, to be good across the board? It's because Barkton Park is the only track near you, isn't it? Well, what's your closest granite track?
We got Tamworth. It's about 40 miles away, so
yeah, that's not too bad.
I've done a lot of riding over there too. So between Tamworth and Gunnedah, you sort of got the oil and the granite, and then Tamworth Club started running Crindai Long Track last for 4 years, I think it is now. So they run a few meetings there too. So we've got another long track over there that we can go ride.
Yeah, what's that one like? I was going to head up to that, and unfortunately, I couldn't pull it off. Is it as good as the other long tracks, Bathurst and or Oyen, which I'm hoping they're going to bring back in 2024. I don't know if you were at that one. You're at Bathurst though, weren't you?
Yeah, I rode Bathurst long track, and yeah, Corindi's good. Probably not the atmosphere that Bathurst gets because everyone wants to ride Bathurst long track, but I really enjoy riding Corindi. It's a great shape, good surface. They always put on a good meet.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good. Taylor Street said they put on a dinner and stuff, and yeah, the entertainment was pretty good. So yeah, we might have to try that one for 24.
Yeah, definitely.
Tom's got moths flying around or something. He's having the skits out on the screen. What do you do?
No, it's the other computer monitor up there that's flashing saying that there's something ready to go, but I just turned it off.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to work for an hour or so, do you?
No, not that
So,
I work at all.
do you have any ambitions to go overseas, take your racing overseas, or?
Oh, it's something I haven't sort of really. I'd love to go over there and have a ride. It'd be awesome, but not something to go do as a career.
Yeah.
Yeah, something to go and have a ride and go over there, have a look, see how it all is. It'd be really good.
Because you're a young dad now. What do you do as a job?
I'm a fitter out of one of the mines here.
Yeah, okay. So between that, being a young dad, it's pretty hard to juggle your racing, I imagine. At mines, they normally work on either shift work or rotating weeks and that sort of stuff. Is that what happens with you?
Yeah, we do like a 5 on, 4 off, 4 on, 5 off roster, rotating between days and nights. So works out. I get two weekends off a month, and then I try to fit everything what I can in them weekends, and then plan out everything else to take time off.
Yeah. So that's pretty full on.
Yeah.
I've forgotten what I was going to say. I was going to say something else about the overseas racing, but I've forgotten. You're gonna have to step in, Tom. Save me, I'm drowning.
Yeah, it's stepping away from the bike racing for a split second. What other interests have you got besides racing in general?
Oh, I get into me mountain biking a fair bit, but other than that, it's still bike related.
Yeah.
Nothing really. Oh, a bit of fishing here and there, stuff like that, but nothing that I go too hard with.
Yeah, nice. So with your dad stepping down from being president, have you thought of maybe jumping into that role, making the third generation president of Gunnedah Club?
Oh, I don't think at this time, but maybe one day we might get there. But Caden coming along, I'd say we'll be in the club for a fair while yet, so there's plenty of time.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereabouts do you mountain bike and up that way? Is there good tracks in that locally, or?
Oh, we've just sort of where the lookout is at Gunny, just around there, just tracks that have been made over the years from either bikes or people that have got into their mountain bike, and nothing. There's no formal sort of club or anything here. Just all tracks that other people have made and whatnot.
Yeah, so you just search them out. Do you do what I do, and you're driving along, and especially near bush areas, you see a track off to the left or off to the right, and you go, "Oh, I have to come back and investigate where that is."
Yeah, I keep an eye on it, especially when we go over towards like Port Macquarie and that sort of area. They got some really good mountain bike tracks over there.
Have they? Yeah. We did one not long ago. It's called Lake Mountain. It's a cross country ski resort, and it's 145-meter descent. But it actually does have a couple uphills in the middle. I actually really choked on it. I really struggled, which was not normal. Normally I'm pretty consistent, but this, I don't know what happened. My sugars dropped or something. And yeah, I just really struggled. But it's the first time I've gone downhill and actually got sore calves from going downhill. Yeah, there was some pretty gnarly steep stuff and some good drop offs. And yeah, it's awesome. I love the mountain biking. What sort of bike do you have?
I've just got a dual suspension giant trance.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Good
I got a Scott Sanction, I think it's called. I swapped my old 03 for it.
Yeah, we've got Mount Bora. It's at Manila. It's about a 40-minute drive from here, and it's high enough that they hang glide off there, and they've actually got a downhill mountain bike track there that like proper downhill. Like they have a lot of comps and that there. I've had a few runs down it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So you like the sort of gnarlier stuff?
Yeah, it's good. I like the going fast downhill. I sort of get into the mountain biking for the fitness, but I do enjoy the downhill, good jumps, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mainly do the cross country stuff. Yeah, this one was just something we wanted to tick off the box, and I would do it again actually because I was really pissed off that I choked on it. But yeah, I'd do it again. And we were some of the first riders down it, and they hadn't cleared certain sections, so some of it I think was a fair bit rougher than it normally would be. It would flow a little bit better in some sections, but yeah, the real gnarly stuff. I don't like getting big air time and that sort of thing. I can do it, but I don't like it. I've always I've been afraid of heights since I was little for some reason, and yeah, that jumping when I get like clearing, I can clear tabletops and that on a motocross bike and on a mountain bike. I don't know, my stomach sort of ends up in my chest, and can't say it. So I do enjoy the fitness side and the cross country a lot more, I think. But yeah, it's awesome sport and awesome cross training. Do you do anything else for cross training?
Oh, just sort of that, and just like gym training and that sort of stuff.
You've always looked pretty slim when I've seen you at the track. So do you watch your diet, or you're just lucky and you can sort of eat anything and burn it off?
Oh no, I sort of try to eat pretty well and watch what I eat. I sort of try to train hard enough that I can eat what I want.
Yeah.
Sort of what I eat.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, that's good if you can pull that off. Unfortunately, I've got bad news for you. It changes as you age. What you used to do,
Definitely.
you can't do anymore. It sucks.
Yeah.
And so you reckon we're good for the weather? That's Dawley's weather prediction is she's sweet, no worries, come up and let's go racing.
Yeah, it should be good. A little bit of rain won't hurt it. It'll be fine. We'll get it sorted.
Do you guys do like I saw up at Kempsey when I was up there? Do you use a carpet or something if it rains? How do you deal
Yeah,
with the track?
we do. We do have a bit of carpet there. We tow around and dry it off a bit, but sometimes we're lucky enough we can get a sweeper. I think we've actually got one for one of the guys' Bobcats now. Just put it on the front and run a little sweeper around the track now as well.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, and that does the trigger just because it just sits on top, doesn't it? Because
yeah,
the oil sort of.
pretty much just runs off it really, and then yeah, it's only the few little puddles where it sits in a few little holes on the track.
Yeah, that spun me out when I saw them towing the carpet around. Someone said, "Oh, we're going to pull the carpet out." I go, "No, you're not. Why would you do that?"
Usually send them sidecar riders out, get them to sort it out, then we'll go.
Yeah, we'll do it for you. We'll clean up crew.
Yeah, but then we got to clean you guys up because you're all
That's
over the track.
exactly right. You got to take with the good with the bad.
Well, you just when you're riding, Tom, you just drag your passenger around for a couple laps, let him
Yeah,
mop it
just
up.
put your ass on the ground, and if it's wide enough, it'll clear it up in a couple of laps.
Yeah, I got I'm trying to finish the Aussie titles from Aubrey Wodonga off, and yeah, I've got a couple near miss moments from the sidecars on there. It's pretty good. So look forward to showing everyone that.
Did you get any that didn't miss?
So how'd you pull up after that?
Oh, I come out unscathed, but Jobbo's yeah, he's still a bit worse for wear. I think he'll be out for a few more months.
How's he going on the mend?
Yeah. He's in a neck brace and he's got a mobility sticker now, so he can park in disabled parking lot. So he's he's happy as Larry, but yeah, he's slowly getting there.
Oh, he'll be back.
Yeah, I didn't actually
Yeah.
catch your one. Yeah, I didn't catch your guy's crash. The one I did catch, they didn't actually crash. He saved it, but the chair went up in the air and the passenger was hanging over it and managed to slam it back down.
Yeah,
So
it
yeah,
happens.
it was a nice save. What's your most memorable racing moment, Jordan, so far?
Oh, there's a few. I'd have to say one of them be racing the old man when I first went senior, probably getting to race with him. That's pretty good.
Is he pretty quick? He hold a few lap records, your old man, or
Yeah, he's still pretty quick now. He'll give everyone a run.
so we're going to see him out in the AFTN next year, 2024.
He's going to have a ride at Gunnedah. He's just riding in the clubman class, but
Oh yeah,
he's going to have a run.
I didn't see his name on the entry list. I wasn't looking that hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, it must have been there. Must have been there.
Yeah, wild
Yeah,
card
sweet.
entry.
Oh, yeah, we look forward to that. We'll be doing some filming and that. We'll keep an eye out for him. Is he likely to stack it, or he's just going to wipe the floor of everyone?
Hopefully he stays on.
We got to get him on
Yeah.
camera too, Darcy. Get an interview with Dickie Dall. It'd be a great one.
Yeah. I don't want to jinx anyone. I hope that everyone has a safe, good meeting. Apart from racing your old man, any others stick out? A second, like when you get a second at a title meeting like that, are you still happy about that, or are you just pissed off you didn't get first?
I was pretty pumped when I got that. When I first got one, yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, just to get in that top three, get on the box, pretty good feeling like when you go everywhere and you get so close so many times, and that's a step closer every one of them steps. So
Was
is
that
that what
first
you?
one? Was that at Mildura?
yeah, 2017.
Yeah, long track. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that.
Dirt track ones down there. Yeah,
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, it was.
yeah.
So, which other ones have you podiumed? What other meetings?
Yeah, I've got the Aussie dirt track down there, and then I got two Aussie seconds in the Aussie long tracks.
Mm.
I was in 21. I've got on the long track bike in 2017. I got a third. Then I got a second in 21 on the long track bike as well.
Mm.
So yeah, three
And it
on
was,
Aussie and two on the long track bike.
and you got 2 state title wins last year, the New South Wales dirt track.
Yeah, they were my first.
This year, that's right. Sorry,
They
this
were
year.
the first state titles I got, and just so
Yeah.
happened to be at home and got both of them on the same weekend.
Yeah, that was awesome to see.
So it sounds like you've gone from, is it fair to say, sort of mid pack to your winning. You're getting closer to being in the winningest riders. So the top sort of 3 in most events, top 5 most events now in the last few years. Is that fair to say? Like, has it been quite a bit of a road for you to get there?
Yeah, it was probably not until sort of 2017 that when them first probably 2017 it all started to kick off, like everything sort of to fall into place, I guess. Yeah, starting to get a few places. I got a few places in state titles that year, and then, yeah, the Aussies, and then just progressed from there, yeah.
Can you put that down to anything like that you can remember significantly? Anything significant, like something just triggered in your mind, going like, "I can do this," or was there any sort of one moment that you sort of went, "Yeah, I'm good enough to do this," or because
Oh,
I think a lot of riders get to that point. You know, you progress and then you plateau for a bit, then you progress again, and you have a few mental, depending on the person, but have a few mental battles and that sort of stuff. And sounds like the last few years are definitely starting to click together.
yeah, like I was saying before, I try to treat each meeting as it's just a meet, and you go to line up for the final. I try not to think, oh, this is an Aussie title or this is a state title. It's just another meeting, and we've all raced before, and you can do it. Just go and have a ride. Like, try not to put too much pressure on yourself, I guess.
Yeah. I have noticed at the last few sort of meetings I've been at, most of them have been pretty like you said, the sort of top fastest guys in Australia have been at them in attendance, and yeah, people slamming their thigh or slapping their thigh or throwing their helmet down in the pits, and yeah, it gets pretty high emotions. So yeah, it sounds like you've sort of got that. It sounds like you're pretty mellow, to be honest. Like you keep it pretty chill.
Oh, I try to be, yeah.
Do you think though that that can also be your worst enemy, or you think that, like, do you think you need that a bit of aggression and self criticism to get yourself to that number one spot?
Oh, maybe. I think everyone's different in the way they approach stuff, I guess. Like, I find it easy that way, but as everyone is, like, once that helmet goes on, you're going out there to race. Everyone wants it as much as everyone. So if you run into someone, you run into someone, like one of them things.
Did you see any of the FIM footage with Sammy Halbert and how he was getting disqualified and stuff like that? Did you see any of that stuff?
I did watch a few of them races, yeah.
And what do you reckon? Those Europeans are a bit soft, or?
Well, they're a bit hard on them, aren't they? They don't like it.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit. Yeah, there was one where he hit him and then he rode off for a while up by the wall and then he fell off. I thought that was a bit. I reckon that was a rigged or something like.
Yeah.
He was. I think he did that deliberately. But that's what it looked like to me anyway. But the other ones,
No
yeah.
comment. No comment.
But yeah, some of the other ones, I don't know. The first one, I think he got pulled up on. He might have hit him, but hit him quite hard. But yeah, I don't know. Like you said, it's part of racing. I've been hit pretty hard, and yeah, it's you expect that can happen. In speedway, have you had much contact like that, and do they get sooky about it, or?
Oh, I haven't. No, not really. I haven't taken too much notice of it, but not when I was riding. Like, it wasn't something. We're not over here in Australia anyway. I don't know how it is over there in England and that, but over here it's all right.
And do you like that when it gets close action like that, bar to bar, when you ride on someone else or someone else is right on you? Do you like that, or you prefer to have a bit of space?
Oh, I like the space if you're out in front, but other than It's good when it's close racing and that, especially at the pointy end of the racing. You know, you can race with them and you're going to be right. You're not going to get
Yeah.
wiped.
And after that race, after the first race at Brisbane, it did calm down a lot. And that field of blokes that you're racing against, do you feel like you can trust them? That they're all good enough riders? You feel like you can race close like that with them?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We've seen how close the racing's been so far with it. Like, it's pretty close. So, and we've all raced each other most of our racing lives over here. So,
Yeah, and what about these young bloods? What do you think about those guys? Like, yeah, have you raced Billy Van Eert a lot and Reed Batty, Caution? You've probably raced a fair bit.
yeah, I've raced Caution a bit. I haven't really done much with Reed Batty and Billy Van Herd, but Billy's awesome to watch. Watching him up there at Brisbane, so smooth and just in control of the bike. It was good to see.
And what do you think about Reed?
Yeah, I haven't really seen too much of Reed, or I know Appen, he crashed out, I think, at the first one, and then Brisbane, I think he's done a lot. I think he's done a bit up there at Brisbane. He was riding pretty well. It was good.
Yeah, okay. I can't remember. Was he at Appen? I can't remember him being at
Yeah,
Appen.
I think he crashed on the Saturday at Appen, and he was out for the weekend.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's sort of
Yeah,
just burst out into the scene out of nowhere. I think the first time I noticed him was the Yokoba Classic, and then no, sorry, it wasn't. It was a New South Wales track titles, and then the Yokoba. So yeah, he's definitely definitely made an impact in the sport with the small time he's been in it.
Yeah, he was road racing before that, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah, I think he's done.
Sure, yeah.
I think he's done road racing, speedway, and dirt track. Yeah, bit of everything. But he did say the Cobra was his first time on oil, wasn't it, Tom?
Yeah, and on
Yeah.
19s too, and he was giving it to him.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I think you've definitely got stiff competition. You always seem to be in the mix. So yeah, I think you just keep working on it, and you'll definitely push through. But yeah, I don't know if I'd think that racing with you lot is fun or not. Like, it's a bit scary.
Nah, it's good. It's good fun.
Is there any guys that you don't get along with, like that you sort of stay away from, or I mean, you might not want to say that. We did ask you earlier though, so we did warn you.
I haven't really had anyone like my whole time I've raced that I've sort of not wanted to race. Like, I guess probably through juniors you have them ones that come up and are a bit wild on the bike, but sort of come into seniors and that they sort of fade out. You just get the ones that want to ride and want to win, keep riding.
Yeah. Is there any guys that you've seen that have disappeared that you'd love to see come back?
Not off the top of my head that I could think of, but I'm sure there's a few out there that have stopped that'd be good if they were still riding.
Yeah, I was just thinking of Gunnedah. I know you've had some legends come out of that club, haven't you? Like, you've had some pretty fast dudes come out of that club.
Yeah, it's been a few.
I think is Griffo from there as well?
He's from up the Hunter, so I think he.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you where they actually live, but they always come down to Gunnedah and ride. Always at Taree. I think they're closer to Taree. Yeah, they used to.
Yeah, okay.
I think they used to ride for Taree, so we used to have an inner club between Kempsey, Gunnedah, and Taree.
Oh yeah. What sort of travel time between the tracks is that?
For us, it's about 3.5, 4 hours to get over that way. And then they used to do it so we'd go over and you'd race Kempsey one day, Taree the next. So about an hour, 45 to an hour between them two.
Oh yeah.
Come over to Gunnedah for a weekend throughout the year.
And do you reckon that would be a good event to get going again, or that's the old days? It's done and dusted.
Yeah, it was good. We tried to get it up and going, but just with everything that's going on with Taree's club at the moment, sort of a bit hard. But they did run a coastal versus country, so just sort of Taree and Kempsey against the Gunnedahs. Their clubs probably not as many riders in it as we've had at the moment, so it sort of worked out pretty good. Them two versus like the coastal country sort of thing.
Yeah. So is that what's going on at Taree? They just haven't got the numbers at the moment, or?
I think they're having issues with the track itself, like licensing and stuff. I don't know too much about it. Yeah, I think issues with the track and getting it licensed at the moment, just with council and that, I think.
Yeah, okay. Because they hold the postie one, isn't it? Is it Taree that have the postie one, or is it Gunnedah?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, they do.
Oh, that's tomorrow, is it? Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, Taree's Old Bar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was getting that mixed up with tomorrow. Sorry.
About
What?
11-hour difference in distance.
Yeah.
Oh, what between Tari and tomorrow?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think Tari's 4.5 hours north of Sydney, and I think tomorrow's 5.5, 6 south.
Yeah, well, it's
So, yeah.
6 hours. It's 6 hours for me to tomorrow.
Mm.
Yeah, because we went there for a practice day before we came to New South Wales titles. Must have been 2022. Yeah, it must have been 2022. And we'd never ridden on oil. Well, I'd definitely never ridden on oil, and Brendan hadn't ridden on it since he was a kid. So we saw a practice day at tomorrow. So we loaded up and drove there. I think we got there at like 3 in the morning or something, slept in the car until the gate opened, rode all day and drove home, went back to work. But
That's
yeah,
brilliant.
I really like tomorrow. I think it's an awesome track. Unfortunately, I haven't got to ride Tari, and sounds like maybe won't. Yeah, hopefully they get that sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good track. Hopefully it gets going again.
Yeah, so that the round 5 and 6 were meant to be there, weren't they? And
Yeah.
Gunnedah came in and saved the day, so to speak.
Yeah, worked out well for us. But yeah, it would have been good to see it at Taree.
Mm.
Yeah, that was for anyone that doesn't know, that's where the Troy Bayliss Classic used to be. And yeah, they packed that joint out, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been.
All right, so yeah, what else? What else, Tom? What else can you think to ask Jordan? You guys known each other a lot longer than I ever did. So, or than I we meet tonight. So,
I don't know. It's sort of hard to think of questions when you've known someone for a fair while.
yeah, what about your brother? You talked about your brother a bit. Is he older or younger?
He's actually young. He's younger.
Yeah, and does he still race?
He's got a bike. He does a bit of riding here and there. But he when we were a bit younger, he was really good at footy and played rep footy and everything. And then we went away racing one week and he fell off and broke his ankle. And his ankle now is like fully fused, so he can't play footy anymore. And it sort of plays up riding. So he just comes along and gives me a hand, and he enjoys the weekend.
He's a mascot.
Yeah.
He's a mascot. Yeah, I'm sure he'll really appreciate that.
No, we love Brody. He knows it's all good fun.
Yeah, so Brody, give Tom a slap when you see him in the weekend. Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? That injury can change, change your life so quick. Do you ever think about that sort of thing, and especially after Caden, has it come to the forefront a little bit more?
Oh, it's something I don't sort of just try to think about or anything. But I guess when you ride, you do think about it a bit, but you're there to ride and you sort of don't think about it once that helmet goes on. It's sort of, I think it's sort of when you're
That's
away.
it. I never think about it once the gates drop, or once the flag drops. I never think about it, but I've definitely think about it before a meeting, especially if I haven't been riding enough. Like I wouldn't enter a meeting just at the drop of the hat at the moment because I haven't been on the bike at all. So it would just be I'd do myself in the head. Be going, what are you doing? You're a danger to yourself and everyone else.
And then you get on the bike.
Yeah.
No, if it's a big event, I'd spend a month out the back before, every day if I could, every day on little bikes, so I don't ruin my good bike. Just feel comfortable, know that I'm in control, that I'm safe for the others as well, and you can ride the best I can. But at the moment I'm just feeling fat and lazy. No, I haven't even been mountain biking that much. But well, I don't really have much else for you, to be honest. Like, is there anything that, like, what about sponsors and that sort of stuff? How do you deal with that?
Oh, as in like in what way? Like,
There's
Do
a
you
big
have
list of
any?
them.
Do you try to get any, or?
I don't go out looking for them or that sort of thing. I do have a few sponsors that have helped me out for a while now, and they've actually approached me at the time, and it worked out well, and they've kept with me. It's awesome.
Yeah, who are they? Do you want to give them a shout out?
Yeah, I got Chris Sullings helps me out with helmets, with KYT helmets. And then I've got Nate at Diesel Dogs. He does plant mechanic stuff, but he just helps me. He buys me some plastics and sticker kits and that. He's just local. And then, another few local ones are Ultra Lubricants in Gunnedah. They help out with oils and stuff like that. I've got BPA civil and mining. He's just a sort of earth moving, got a heap of earth moving gear, and he helps me out with tyres and that sort of stuff. And I've got the printery there, another local mob at Gunnedah, and he does all my jersey prints, stickers, anything. We sort of always helps out with that. Always last minute stuff. He'll do it for us before we go away.
Awesome.
What else we got? Oh, and Jamie at Dr. Mac, he's always helped out with me engines, and yeah, he's a great bloke and always helps out. Keeps an eye on the sport, always rings up to see how we're going at meetings and that sort of stuff, and checks in.
Yeah, that was one thing I was actually going to ask you about. Do you do your own mechanics, or? But it sounds like Dr. Mac looks after you.
Yeah, he looks out the engine side of things. Yeah, we do all our own maintenance and everything on our bikes. He helps get them going and running nice.
Yeah, I hear he's got a bit of a reputation for creating pretty big horsepower, isn't he?
Yeah, he does a good job of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the top bikes, I think, have been to Jamie. Yeah. So sorry, I did cut you off a bit there. Was that all of them? That was a few.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all of them. I don't think I forgot any.
Yeah,
that must really write a list down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must really help. And have you done much like talking like the pod tonight, or much media? Is that something that you're used to, or you're not used to it, or it's something you want to work on, or?
This is the first time I've done anything with it. Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, right. Oh, cool. So we've popped Jordan Dall's cherry tonight. That's good. First of many, I hope. Yeah. First of many. We'll have you on when you clinch that Australian track title and Australian dirt track title.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah, no, awesome. Yeah, good work, dude. And that's I don't know, some people that don't have sponsors, I imagine it helps a lot having sponsors like that can chop you out. Do you still pay, like, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. Do you still have to pay for some of the products, or like you get a good discount, or is most of those mobs actually chop you right out?
And I still pay for a bit of stuff, but a lot of them help out well. Like Chris helps out with the helmets. Ultra help out like with the oil and that. Just drums of oil. I'll get it in a 20-litre drum so it lasts a while. And little things good. Like Nate getting me a sticker kit and some plastics and that. Like, it doesn't sound like much, but it's a few $100.
That's right. A few $100.
Yeah.
So do you 20 litres? So you must change your oil after every ride then.
Oh, I do probably every ride, every second ride. I'll do drop me oil.
Yeah.
The litre oil's pretty cheap to make sure the engine's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And what are you riding at the moment? You're on a Honda, aren't you?
Yeah, 22 CRF 450.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and they're only a litre, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. It makes it easy. Is that including filter, or do you have to put a bit more in when you do the filter?
That's it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so you don't really want to have an oil leak that you don't notice, do you? Doesn't take long to nip that puppy up. Yeah. Oh, beautiful, mate. Well, thanks for taking the time, and I hope our listeners have enjoyed getting to know you a bit more. We'll definitely get you back on to keep you feeling natural in front of a camera. And all the best this weekend. I hope you have an awesome, safe weekend, and get the results that you're chasing. And we can't wait. We'll come and say g'day anyway when we're up there, when we see you. Unless you don't like being approached during racing, which some riders don't. I totally understand that. We'll come say g'day anyway. But really looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Yeah, can't wait to see you there. Hopefully you have a safe trip up.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Actually, Brendan's old man's driving, so I'm not responsible for anything, so should be good. Yeah, all right, boys. Well, that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining us again, Jordan. Tom, cheers.
No worries.
Thank you.
Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go.